Hey there, Sagittarius, and welcome to your Magic and Miracles reading with me, Melissa Joy, and the infamous Big Papa, Big Daddy Saturn coming on in with what? Upper world and dragon power, bringing in our real truth, our truth into our reality to overtake it. That is what has been the plan all along, because our truth should leave. Ooh, I like that. Leave our reality. Leave it behind, because reality is that distorted state that's built upon human way of thinking, bottom common denominator, normal, that whole thing. And norm means to chop off all the beautiful bits and parts, sell them all for something else, and just be stuck with the pencil, the toothpick, the matchstick. All used up. And he's like, no, 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 no. Now, when I was getting this deck, the Black and White Tarot, ready at the split, this was coming up. It was pretty interesting. It's very heavy on this Eight of Swords coming in and this Five of Cups. And it's like keeping part back to yourself, and it has to do with the action side of our body. That's where it has been spilled, overworn, overused, lots of over and over and over again, repetitive cycles. And that could be the very thing that's keeping you from entering into that spiral, not the cycles, the spiral, the spirals of life, which is going on right now. If you're showing up calendarically, that's when Ophiuchus or Chiron, the healed healer, comes on in and liberates us from the spiral, from the karma, from all those type of things spinning around hurly-burly. But it's also showing a little hint, and this is like just the background, that your future was clouded and covered with darkness. And like this could be like wrath. This could be just maybe even people speaking curses over you. And it doesn't have to be, that's a curse. It could be like, you're fat, you're ugly, you're stupid, you're dumb, you're lame, you're no good, things will never work for you. And it seems a bit that you might have taken up those mantras for yourself. So whether you say them out of your mouth or you're letting yourself listen to them in your head, their voice, your voice, it doesn't matter. It's that entertaining it, that this is what is keeping you here and keeping it off balance. All right. As I was preparing the pearls, it was talking about getting back into the balance, because right in the center there is this blossoming abundance. So Big Papa is asking for us to give some stuff up, and they're asking for you to give up this out of balance and out of date perspective. It's something that's so far behind you that light is coming to catch up with you, and the light is breaking the darkness free. But with your eyes covered, you wouldn't even know. You wouldn't even know. So I said, get ready to know. Page of Swords, and this is a defensive one back behind you. It's like, you can't move me, you can't make me. And they're like, watch me. Emperor's right behind it. He's like, watch me. See those clouds coming like a hand? They're like, we're gonna take you with us, because you will thank us later. Why? There's victory. There's a victory right here, and you get to color it up. No one's making you go into these awful things. It's up to you. The Big Papa, Big Daddy has to do with forms, formats. Think also Metatron, systems, orders, numbers, and how principle-wise things work. How things, you know, like flowers and bees work together in nature. How plants grow during the night. They take up the chlorophyll during the day, the photosynthesis, the light, and then they convert it during the night. And you get to color it to your preference, your joy. They're asking to let the love in, to lay down the old ways of thinking. Lay down the old ways of thinking, because apparently it also has old ways of responding. And they're saying your response has been to hold out, hold back, hold off, do without, you know, minimize yourself. Look at all those folds. There is so much more to you than what you're letting on. So much more. No more of this, though. Let's get that behind you, okay? See, it makes that spooky jack-o'-lantern face in the background. They're like, nothing is out to get you. And the Hierophant's back behind you. So maybe you might have experienced your Saturn return already. The first one's around age 28. Some people, it comes in as early as 23 or 25, but it is a marked day and night, like the flip of a switch. Your life has totally changed. And for a lot of people, it could be a difficulty or a tremendous challenge or a loss. Others, it can seem like really good things, but years later, they find themselves so far away from what truly brings them joy. So who are we to judge, right? And they're just saying, get into the knowing of yourself. Get into the knowing of your truth. And you might want to check out Scorpio, because there's a big card showing up over here, which is nodding to that. Y'all, for reals. Okay, you might have seen it before if you've been here before, but the way I put cards back in this deck, instead of just slapping a stack on top that I used from the last reading, I will pull it apart and stick like this one card here, and then maybe this one, I'll stick it right here. And then they're all filed in, and then they start to get shuffled. This guy has been around the block in these Big Papa readings. And sometimes he's like, he's smiling and laughing at me. He's like, he's not like, put your foot down. He's like, put your foot in it. Put your foot in it and go ahead and say it. Because you were saying, what was that? Your word in the meditation beforehand, I wrote it down. It's like, well, offhand. And it's like, just like off the top of my head, that you have this whole ability of originality, of flow, of connection, but it has been guarded and discarded like that. Even though you didn't put it in the trash, you put yourself in the trash. You put yourself in that limitation. You gathered yourself and you made it small. You took the grape and you weighed it out until it became a raisin, and you're like, look at me now. And it's painting up this less than lovely image. And it just goes to show there's some interesting partnerships. And for one, it was this being, that's what it was. Indecision, eventually leading to this 10 of Swords. Making it have to become a high pressure situation in order to get you to do what you've been picking up along the way. But things along the way that might have been seeming too daunting or too big or too magnificent or too powerful for you. This is Starman in the World coming on in. Take a gander at that. Take a look. Do you see the eye above both their heads, right? We had the male and the female going on here. We have the wholeness going on in here. Take a close look at this body you've got going on. Rising up. And it's in a state of levitation, like up above the rest. And not just in stature, it's in ability as well. And not just your ability, your favor and your privilege from the stars, okay? So let's get a little look at that, because there's some of this reluctance to hear this message, but this is moving on past the Scorpio. Some of you may be spiraling on out and doing away with the nodes altogether, the things that whip us about and punish us and teach us our lessons and make sure that we have our tests and trials to keep us humble and normal and like everyone else. And she like, hells didn't know about that. And this is like, we have a whole different idea for you, friend. And we're here to remind you, because this is something you set in motion before you ever came to this planet. Now, the Queen of Pentacles, girl, what you talking to here? Oh, she chatting with the Queen of Swords. And it's like yourself in the different roles, man or woman. This doesn't matter. This is you. But one is a window and a door, and the other is a keyhole. The window, the door, and the keyhole. They're all points of entrance and exit. Well, Spirit's wanting to go into the keyhole. Talk about resurrecting the child of delight. Who is this child of delight? Who is, we're going to get these guys. Tell me about this child of delight and this Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords, Queen of Pentacles are talking. So there's a child and the butterfly crown and the Queen of Swords and Spirit coming in. And then there's this kind of Queen of Pentacles of holding your position, that maybe she's been steadfast. It's almost like she's waiting to go potty. Like, I can't get up and move. I can't get up and move. I got to go potty. I got to go potty. So that's bringing in an element of water. Tell us about this. So can't even reach the fruit because it's just off behind you in the distance. These won't go back in, and there's one more. King of Cups. Okay, so there is water showing up, and at the bottom we have the Empress and the Three of Pentacles. I am telling you, this is the spiritual realm coming in to offer you help and assistance with this, to get you into that blossoming abundance, because that's what they're saying, sky's the limit. And they're like, we're the sky. And so even that isn't a limit. Remember, the upper world is coming in with Big Papa here and your power. So that bit of, remember Starman here levitating? that your magical tools aren't the individual tools in the mastering of the elements. It's what happens when it all comes together. More than just spirit, it's the power of the five, the power of the hand coming into the plasma. Actually, they're saying the plasma inside of you. Now, you could contact me and be like, Joy, let me lay it out plain. Here is how you levitate. Here is how you make a magic carpet. Here is how you rub the genie's belly and you get your wishes come true. I'll be all like, joy to the world, joy to the world. I want everyone to be happy and get along and appreciate and respect each other. And I'll be like, I love my health back. Can I have some provision, please? Things like that. I want my children healthy and my family restored. That type of stuff coming on in. And with that, we have the Five of Swords. This is, wow. Help is on the way. So this Orion deck, I call it the dark deck. Coming on in, look at this. All of nature is watching you and is sending its assistance, its prayers, its vibration, and its help. So you're being inundated right now, whether you know it or not. Maybe that's something you could tune into or choose to tune into. So it's laying down that old blindfold, the bindings, the reminders of who you are and how small you are. Like, I'll go, oh my gosh, I don't remember where I put such and such. And I need a couple of documents here recently. And I'm like, where are they? After everything I've been through this last year. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't have a clue. But then I'm like, yes, I do. Some part of me does know. And so I just speak to that part. Where it is inside of me, I don't know. But I'm like, something inside of me does know. Help me to find such and such. Help me to find this and that. Help me to remember this and that, whatever. It's a different way and a different mode. They're talking of speaking to yourself, engaging with yourself. And that brings in, so King of Cups is covering that Two of Pentacles and that Ten of Swords, that fug-mugging going on over there and capping it up. So it does away with the indecision. Like, it is obvious you are aligned and you're ready to take in delight. You're ready to welcome pure pleasure from Jupiter. You're ready to welcome it on a massive scale. Now, this part of you hasn't talked to this other part of you because Queen of Swords and Queen of Pentacles are still over here chit-chatting about how are we going to handle this? How are we going to get it done? Y'all, it's interesting. You know, maybe one day I'll have a camera set up where y'all could watch these cards, but they're over here chit-chatting, trying to figure out how to get this done. And they're like, we're coming in to help. We're coming in to help. Now, that's the amazing thing. It's like in Joy to the World. It's like, let heaven and nature sing. So the upper world and nature are all singing in your favor, singing over you a song of love, a song of delight, because you did the impossible. See, an armadillo can't totally protect itself if it can't ball up. You were willing to try and protect yourself, but above all costs to protect this golden pinnacle. This is the seed of heaven coming down here to earth. That is the love. It is tangible. It is real. And you're saying it is foolproof. So the fool unto death can't have this, but the fool unto death has been trying to have its way with you. And you're like, has been for a minute, Joy. And I'm like, oh, I can relate. It has been rough. And with that, the I above the world, greater than all, the Omni is coming in, saying, I've seen everything. I've gathered every tear. I've heard every heartache, and I am not turned off by you. I am turned on by you so much that I am attracted, and I have made my way here to help. Not only that, I called in the forces of nature to immediately begin to alleviate this, this weight, this baggage, this taxation that's been occurring on you. You know, like when you watch the Robin Hood or whatever, raise the taxes, that type of thing, and people could just decide whatever you're going to owe and leverage that against you, and you had no way to defend yourself because you've been trying to protect this pure love, this true love, this pure delight coming on in with it. Like, we're going to get past all that noise. Look at this stealth movement, zinging and flying on in here, dodging every weapon that has been formed against you, every word that has been spoken against you, maybe even those you entertained in your own mind thinking they were your voice. This is the combat warrior that's coming on in to let you know life takes great pleasure in you. Jupiter, the wealth, the prosperity, the luck, takes great pleasure in you, and let it awaken. Let it awaken in your sphere, your realm, your influence. My friend, you have some major influence there. Like, unfold your robes. Remember those other cards beforehand? Look at these. It's all draped and gathered. They're gathering up the remnants, the bits and pieces of life. Because remember, life itself said, I have seen everything. And they're bringing that all in. And it will be more than enough. It will be plenty. Plenty for you and anyone that you love and serve. Queen of Swords is now like, okay, who do I ask to receive? I'm ready to receive. Because this is what it's looking like. Hand out to the world. The hand out to the world. Asking and ready to receive. That is beautiful. I absolutely love this. And this is coming in under this can't take it anymore. Can't take it anymore. I have to see the change. This has to turn. It's that, not just like desperation, like, it's too hard, which that's valid as well. But it's the legit, like, coming apart at the seams type stuff. That's why they've taken notice. That's why they've taken note. And that's why the notes are being paid. All right. So it could be past debts. It could be loans. It could be family loans. It could be mindsets that you had, that everything is always rolled over onto you. Any of that type of thing. That's interesting. They're like, get a sip of your drink. Some lemon ginger tea. Pause and reflect. Kind of like this dragon's egg sitting here. And that's what Big Papa's bringing in, is empowerment for us to see the bigger picture, to trust and believe. King of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles coming in together. That's another eye. You see the swirling at the top, looking straight down. So it's like taking this and making it like that, okay? It's not your eyes on the prize. If you know me by now, I get touched over the preciousness of life's love for you. This is the eye looking down of all of life, all of creation, heaven, nature, spirit, people, humanity, whatever, looking down, you saying you are the prize, Sagittarius. You are the prize. Because you spared no cost for love. You spared no cost to bring in this cup. No cost. It's kind of like a juice box, whatever, to bring this in, to bring in this seed of life, this seed of delight, like the delight of, we could call it the father, the seed, right? Because women have the egg, the insemination, the seed, the rhema, the living word comes from there. What is that? It's this Trojan horse sitting under this king's bottom. Money falling from the sky. What is these, like, throwing discs stacking up because they're hollow, they're empty. And so you're like, well, I'm open to receive the provision, okay, is what I hear, but not for shallow, hollow, or empty things. I don't want to trade my soul or lose my soul for it. I want to make a difference in this world. I want to offer people, you're saying, opportunities to come out of the hardships that took them down and out. I want to show others love, whether they know my name or not. So that's what they're showing. This is the pentacle. This is that juice box. Love is abundant, friend. Love is the heartbeat of life. And that's why they have this vision of you looking down on you like the prize. They're like, oh, there's one that gets it. And it's more than just what you say and then what you think. It is in the core of your being. Because you went above and beyond and paid the price of your life over and over and over again. Because how else do you get seed without death? You died twice. And actually, you died the third time. But as you say, third time's the charm. It's where you began to unfold your robe. It was all around your heart. So it's like bringing in the healing of the light and the dark, the separation that had occurred, the ignorance that came that caused us to resist and to conflict and to compete and to do all these things. The embracing, the union, the union. The union. So the Nine of Pentacles have moved from that king, from that fear. Like you've been storing it up as treasures in heaven, because that's what you find value in, is in the human, into the beings, the creatures, the whatever. It's like, this is your cry. How do I make a difference? How do I make a difference in the world? Maybe you haven't been able to make that difference in your own world. Why? Because you're willing to pay any price. The redemption is here because that final death, that final blow that you went through, it took everything. And that is why this moment has come. Just take these tears and know that I love you so much. I dream of all of y'all. I want everyone to know that they are loved and they are perfect and you're meant to be here. That you are precious and there is nothing wrong with you. And there is nothing right. There's everything perfect. You're exactly, perfectly who you are inside. Okay? Who could do this? Love. I'm ready to see you levitate, friend. I'm ready to see life's love for you coming in through, flooding into you. Making you, woo, look at you so still. Look at you when you're not having to protect that anymore. Life has got your back, and you know that. So I pray when you lay your head down to sleep tonight, that you wake up and cellularly know, intrinsically know, viscerally and physically know, every cell of your body know that you are loved and you are covered and you are provided for. And not only that, your dreams to share this love with the world is covered for. And we're coming for you. Anything you choose. It's not the right or wrong, the left or the right or whatever. They're like, whatever you choose. Whatever you desire, let us come to you. And with that, we have the Empress. Look at your heart. Your heart is your crown. Your heart is your crown. Some of you may want to check out Gemini. It's showing us strong evidence of that here. Yeah, the Quetzalcoatl, the golden self. The Quetzalcoatl is the final phoenix. It's when we quit finding, identity and like, yeah, I overcame that. Okay, I figured this out. Okay, I'm doing well in school, kind of learning the lessons, growing, doing the work, that type of thing. And it's like, no, I'm done with that. Something has got to give. Something has got to change. And that's why there was this third death. The third betrayal, the third heartbreak. It's like the final stone, the final drop. And they say we're here to free your collarbones instead of free your mind, and the rest will follow. Free your collarbones, because this is the high heart. This is where heaven enters into earth. Some of you may want some amethyst. I'm seeing it here. And this heart chakra stone, like it fits just perfectly right there, maybe a necklace, or when you do meditation, lay down and put some there if you have. If not, just imagine. If you don't have any, just imagine some there. And it is there for you. That's, yes, it's obvious. Anything your heart desires, ask. And you will receive, because remember, you're ready. You're like, okay, now I see, now I know. I'll ask and I will receive. Okay, and this Eight of Cups. I kept feeling like there was something missing. Oh, cheeky are you? There's nothing wrong with wanting more, because it's not about more than enough, less than enough, more of this, more of that. It's about plenty. It's about that satiety. In sign language, this means satisfied. It's plenty, above and below, above and below. And you're like, that's a revolutionary new idea. That is like, it almost rips the fabric of your universe where you feel like you have to grow even more. But they're saying there were enough folds in you. There's enough of you to go around. So, my friend, I would say stay hungry, but I'm going to say, you know, entertain that satisfaction. Continue to seek as you get hungry again to ask to receive the satisfaction, because it is your heart's desire. No matter, they're not taking into account any size here or any number. You be you. You be you, Sagittarius. Wow. How awesome. I'm really proud of you, by the way. This didn't come easy, friend. Thank you. From all of us to all of you, thank you. I love you, friend. If you like this, consider like, sharing, and subscribing. It is free as always. Also, you can leave your comments or compliments down below. You could also request a reading. I now do personal readings. It's in the description box down below as well. And you can check out any of the readings, because we are the whole zodiac. They're all provided here to give you resonance and insight into what's going on around you. Okay? Hey, I love you. Bye.